So can I open the discussion? How we met was my manager was meeting your manager for lunch or something.
Yeah, Melissa, my manager, and Danny at the time, yeah.
Goldberg, they were meeting up for lunch, and Danny mentioned it to Melissa, I think.
You were looking for something different.
Project.
Yeah, and we were looking to kind of enhance ours. And I think I just signed a deal with BMG, and so I think Melissa was trying to get me kind of productive.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's
get
nice.
Off the sofa.
Music. Back to the music, because you do a lot of DJing, don't you, Sam?
I do, yeah. A lot less than I used to. I've got some coming up in a couple of weeks in LA, which you're familiar with. You like LA, don't you?
I do like LA. Got a little pad there.
It's too hot for me.
But it's lovely in the winter because it's consistently sunny.
Mm.
It gets cold here in the winter in New York, and then it rains in Ireland all the time.
Yeah, it's like Manchester.
Yeah. That's why Ireland.
You need your wellies.
They like the golfers, like it, the happy golfers. They like Ireland.
Yeah.
Nice grass.
Very green.
Yeah. And you have a question for you.
Oh, God.
Here we go. How old were you when you started playing the bass guitar?
Well, I started playing the guitar when I was about 7 or 8. The bass, I would say I was 12.
And so tell me, why did you play the guitar? Because it's big and clunky and awkward to carry around. Why not the flute or something handy that you put in your school bag?
I'd been through all kinds of musical instruments by the time I got to that
bass.
point. Yeah, every Christmas it was like a saxophone, a trumpet, a keyboard.
And you're one of 4 boys. Did your brothers play as well?
The second oldest one, so the one above me, he kind of picked up the guitar after me, and then the bass after me. I was supposed to be copying him. He was copying me.
Oh, see, I see. You were the ringleader.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what age were you when you joined the Smiths then?
That's 17, I think.
Oh, you were very young, cheekist.
Yeah.
Were you still in school?
Over in a flash. No, I quit school early.
Did you?
I left school when I was 15.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, I wasn't spending much time in there. They wouldn't put me in for my exams because they said I'd be a waste of money because I wasn't familiar with the curriculum. So I just said, okay then.
Oh, yeah. So you got out nice and handy.
Yeah.
Was it a boys' Catholic school?
Yeah.
In Manchester?
Yeah. I used to get, whipped on a daily basis, stuff like that.
Did you get the ruler across the fingers?
Oh, worse than that. It's like a 3-pronged leather thing on the arse.
Yeah. So with this project then, when did you start working on it with Olé?
Ooh, I would have to say it was 5 years ago, something like that. 7 years. Yeah.
Getting a tip there from the side. Well, the time flies.
We kind of hit a plateau. We weren't really sure what to do with it. And we were looking for some extra sparkle, some extra magic. And thankfully you came along.
That's right, yeah.
And I did that.
Yes, and hopefully we'll make some nice history with this project. Like, I'm really enjoying it because it's like nothing I've ever done before. It's very experimental.
Yeah,
and like a song like The Moon is beautiful. I remember actually being in a boat up north in Ontario and just looking up the moon and how the moon affects you and how, I remember I was quite lonely because I was isolated at the time and I wrote my parts. But I just loved it because it's so ethereal.
Yeah.
And you played that piano.
I did, yeah.
That's lovely.
I was a bit kind of David Bowie inspired. Putting like Ziggy Stardust or something.
That's so nice, yeah. And I think as well the structure is so unpredictable. I love the structures in these songs because they're not like verse, chorus, bridge. They're all unpredictable. Like.
It's not like anything I've really worked on before, which is why it's of interest to me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
and the songs are good fun to play as well.
Yeah, I like Watch Out I'm Bleeding as well. That one jumped out at me at the start, So
it's
then,
catchy tune.
Yeah, and of course I was all excited to work with you because I was such a big Smiths fan, and all the Cranberries were Smiths fans. Noel used to love Johnny Marr, and like.
Oh, no one used to like me.
Well, I'm mad about you. Go on, sure.
You used to have a poster, didn't you?
I did. I had a poster on the wall of your band, like when I was a teenager. And Mars, but you were the eye candy though. You could have been in a boy band.
I know, that's what I always said.
Yeah, with your blonde, spiky hair.
Nobody would ever listen.
I have to get the scissors to you yet, though.
Yeah?
And the highlights to get it spiked again.
It's
I
cost me
did
a
actually,
fortune.
New Year's Eve. Do you remember, not last New Year's Eve, the previous one, I did your hair in that restaurant. There was a bit of wine involved, of course. But
Nice buffet.
yeah. Have you any questions for me? What's your favourite colour?
What you doing later? Now, are you looking forward to doing the Cranberries stuff, like the reunion?
Yeah,
stuff?
that'll be fun. I have to get kind of fit for it. But like the Cranberries is easier because like you got the crowd participation. They always sing a lot, and that makes it a lot easier. With this, it's like nobody has the music, so like it'll all be down to the performance. But I'm just glad that I'm not like at the centre of the stage, Ole is, so I can just be like a backing singer. It's kind of like a pipe dream, you know, not to be the lead singer, because the lead singer is a lot of pressure, you know, and you're like the centre of the stage and the focus and all. But it's nice to be on the sidelines a little bit now, you know, kind of hiding in the shadows. But it's like chalk and cheese compared to the Cranberries.
Yeah, and you're doing all the festivals and stuff.
Yeah, it's all festivals, and there's one thing in Poland, then it's a big one, so it should be a lot. It'll be big stages, but it'll be weird going from like 300 seaters to the 20,000 seater in Poland. It'll be like, oh god, I just want to have arses and seats anyway, you know. Bottoms and chairs is what we want.
Yeah. If there are any chairs at these venues. Probably not.
It's kind of handy when there's no chairs actually, because people stand up, so it's rough when they sit down. I remember doing gigs in Las Vegas, and it was really hard. Everybody just sat down, and they were there. I think it was free. Like, you know, if you won the gambling game, you got a free ticket to the gig. So nobody was interested in us, you know. It was really hard, but that's life, you know. When you choose to be in a band, you get your good days and your bad days. Like,
I remember I did, like with the Smiths, we did a few very, very early festivals, and the audience are there, and they don't have a clue who you are. You know, I think we had one single out at a time, and then we were doing a festival in Finland, and nobody had a clue who we were. You know, virtually throwing stuff at us.
Yeah, I remember opening up for the Stones, and somebody threw an apple at me, got me like on the head, and there was a bite taken out of it.
If it was a cranberry, it would have been okay.
But it was. Yeah, if it was a cranberry, it would have been all right, but it was an apple, yeah. And
Morrissey once got hit by an 8-pack of sausages with
Did he?
his murder written on them.
Should have brought them home and fried them.
No, he walked off the stage. He wasn't impressed.
Did he? Did he come back on?
I don't think he did, no. He had a hissy fit.
I wonder what somebody was doing with a packet of sausages in their bag.
I don't think it was I think it was a festival, and I don't think they were Smiths fans or Morrissey fans. Did it as a prank.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those festivals can be kind of unpredictable.
Yeah, exactly. You get the lovers and the haters.
Yeah.
You know, which we'll probably get with this record, actually.
So in all, I think that there's 10 tracks on the record. So do you have a favourite?
You've stolen my favourite too already, but...
The Moon.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
I like Loosen the News.
Yeah, it's kind of dark.
I like them all. They feel like my babies.
Underwater, it's very ethereal as well, isn't it?
Yeah. It's sounding great live. We've put a great band together, I think, in a short space of time.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's all sounding great, isn't it?
It's coming together now, yeah. It's kind of getting there, definitely. And we still have like a week of rehearsals.
I even stood up today.
You even stood up today, I know. I was thinking, God, it's like Lazarus coming out the tomb, and he stood up.
I'm glad we're sitting down doing this. I was getting tired. Standing up for an hour.
But it's nice when you get to the point where you don't need your further sheets and you don't need notes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Got lots of people coming on, especially the Italy gigs.
You have, oh yeah, because your wife's Italian.
Yeah.
She got
I've got
the
a lot of
Italianos
friends
coming.
in Brescia, which is, I think it's about a 40-minute drive.
From Milan, is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so.
Milan, you could do
Half
some
the
credit
town,
card damage there, couldn't you? The shopping is really good.
Yeah.
Might do a spot of shopping.
Yeah. If we get time.
Yes.
And London should be nice. Not been there for a while.
Oh yeah, London is always fun, isn't it?
I think my dad even threatened to come to that one.
Oh yeah, the mammies and daddies are coming out.
Yeah.
think
should be fun.
I know Ole's mum's flying into one, and my mum wants to come to one. She might come to Poland for the berries one. But yeah, when your parents come out, it's always like, I don't want to make any mistakes now.
Sure.
Mammy's looking.
I'm sure there'll be some family at the Limerick one.
Oh yeah, I'd say so. I've got about 70 nieces and nephews and grandnieces and grandnephews.
The clan.
The clan. Keep expanding, like typically Irish.
Yeah, so I think those the first 2 gigs are going to be a bit crazy.
Yes, and then all the Irish are claiming you because everybody's like, Andy O'Rourke.
Oh, yes, all that, yeah.
Says, oh, but everyone says O'Rourke.
That was a couple of centuries ago, there was an O there. That got dropped.
They took it away.
They did. I got DO'd. I have to say, and I'm not, blowing smoke, but I was intrigued by your voice and the lyrics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
thanks, Andy. Mwah.
Yeah, give me that 5 later. But yeah, and I took an interest in it also. I was curious to see what Stephen Street was up to.
Yeah. Stephen worked with the Smiths, and when we started out, we made our first album, and it kind of went down the toilet. There's a long story there, and it might make you yawn if I go into it. But we ended up with Stephen anyway. Make a long story short. I mean, a long story short. And Stephen was really nice, and he worked really well with the Cranberries. But one of the reasons was because he'd worked with the Smiths, and we were all Smiths fans. And I have a really good friendship with him. I see him every few years, and we just go for dinner or something like that. He's a nice guy. He's very mellow. He's easy enough to get along with, isn't he?
He is, and I think that's the reason that we started to work with him initially. I can't remember. I think it was, I don't know which Smith single. William, It Was Really Nothing, I think, or one of those. And we had to cancel a studio session somewhere, and so we booked into Island Records studio. And at that time, Stephen, I think he was only about 19 or 20, something like that, and he'd just been appointed the in-house engineer. And so we said that we wanted to produce the record ourselves, but we needed the in-house engineer. And yeah, so that's how we met him, and he was very affable, very helpful, very professional. And so when it came to doing the next LP, he was our first choice, and we worked with him on 2 or 3 records. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah,
a very talented one.
When the chemistry is right,
yeah,
it's important to try and find somebody that you've got a chemistry with, isn't it?
Yeah, he knows when to have an opinion and when to keep his mouth shut, which is important.
Yeah,
when you're in a confined space.
Yes. And I think, his production really worked with us at the time. We were like a baby band.
Yeah, he works really hard at stuff. It's good.
I'm glad you liked the Cranberries, because
I did. Yeah.
I got this letter from this fella last week, and he said, I never liked the Cranberries, but I like you. And he said, if you're looking for a boyfriend, I'll take you out. And he mentioned that he was on the dole if I didn't mind. Seriously, I got. But the way some people, you could work with them in life, but they might not have liked the Cranberries. And I don't really mind. I'm not precious about it. People say every day, I don't like the Cranberries. And I just go, okay, that's fine. Not everybody likes everything. And I think once you kind of get to that point in your life where you realise that not everybody's going to like what you do, you're kind of over it then.
Exactly. Then you can just relax.
Yeah, you're like... And so that's the good thing about this project is like, I don't really mind whether people like it or not.
No
I'm
pressure.
doing this because it's fun for me. I'm enjoying it, and it's an experiment, and so far so good. It's totally new, like.
Yeah. It's fresh.
The excitement of it all, like, you know, the way you'd be wondering, like, will it catch on or go down the toilet or whatever, you know. But either way, it's a bit unpredictable. Like, we don't really have any great expectations, you know. We're just really taking one day at a time. And rehearsals are fun. We're just enjoying the process step by step, day by day. And we don't have any great expectations. And that way you can't really be left down, you know.
Just looking forward to getting it out there. And hopefully people will like it. But like we said, if they don't, then it's no big loss. Yeah.
I think that, like, the fans, Cranberries fans or Smiths fans, there's going to be, like, I've already seen some of what they say on the internet. I mean, there's going to be a variety of reactions, and it's not like the Cranberries and it's not like the Smiths. It's very different. But the whole point is to do something different. I think a lot of people are expecting
it to sound like the Smiths and the Cranberries.
Yeah, and it doesn't. So
it's fine with me.
Yeah, I think it's more important to challenge yourself and try different things, you know, for yourself. And we definitely did that here, you know. It's definitely an experimental project. I was up north in Ontario when this project began, and Ole and Andy would send me files of music that they were collaborating on, and I didn't really have any instructions or anything like that. I went with my gut feeling, and where there was like space, I would just put parts into those spaces, you know, just lyrics and melodies. And then with other tracks like Watch Out I'm Bleeding, I just actually sang what Ole was singing. So in some I was writing lyrics, and in others I was just singing along with Ole's lyrics. And I would just send them back to the two boys then down in New York, and they'd just say, you know, that was great, do more, or, you know, they just give me direction that way.
And then we came over to Canada to kind of finalise the vocals, and we did it all over the place, didn't we? We did some in LA, we did some Electric Lady in New York, and where else? There was one other location, I think.
But like the creating the project was really fun and exciting and unpredictable, because we were in different places and we were just sending material over and back, you know. And now working it out live is good fun, you know.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of it's evolved since those emails. Now we're at this point, and then we're going to take it on tour. So, and then the record's going to come out. So yeah, it's exciting times. Exciting times
ahead of us.
Yeah.
And soon we'll be living out of suitcases again.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that, but you know, I'm a professional. I shall rise above it.
Part of it all, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't forget your in-ears and your bass. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
The microphone and the in-ears. Oh, yeah.
But you're right there, yeah. You can't set out to please your fans, or, you know, in both camps, yeah, you have to do it for yourself. And
just follow your gut instinct.
Yeah.
Really.
And some people will like it, some people will hate it. You can't please everybody.
This is it. 'Tis now you said it. You nailed it, feckin' nailed out in the head by. Well, Mr. Rourke, thank you very much. It was lovely talking to you. When you're a gent, you're a true gent.
And hopefully see you soon.
Yes, hit the road. Be ready for us. We're coming.